Welcome to my classroom. Today's concept is going to be about solving simple equations. So let us have our math notebooks ready and we are going to write down the topic up on the top first. And our topic is, or concept is solving. We also call them linear equations. So, students, solving linear equations is going to be one of the foundational concepts in the beginner's algebra here. You must have done this in eighth grade a little bit, and there could have been times when you were totally confused about this concept. I get a lot of questions from students, they get confused. So, I'm going to teach you this concept in a little fun way today where we'll have some grumpy people and they're gonna punch the other people in the face. So don't think that Miss Mehta is really a violent person or likes teaching violence to others. We are just doing it for fun. So the type of questions in solving linear equations, and I'm being honest with you, I know I'm repeating myself so much, but this is one concept that you will see in your algebra 2, pre-calc, calc. I mean, it's like a tool that you're going to use in every higher math. And in calculus, this is going to be a very basic concept. Right now you're learning it. So why I'm saying all this to say is that I hope you pay attention and you understand. So what we are going to do here is the teachers will give you an unknown number x, a variable x, and let us say you're adding 4 to it to get to 10. So the type of equation, these equations are called linear equations. And you actually solve for x. So the type of questions that could be written in words will be solve for x. That is what they're basically trying to tell you. And here, students, what it means is that what number could satisfy for x? That is basically what they're asking. So, what do I mean by that? By that, I mean which number can I plug it in here for x and it'll hold true for the equation. So, as you can see, this is the left hand side of the equation and this is the right hand side. Excuse me. So, you can say, well, Miss Mehta, this is elementary school math. I got this. Just by looking at it, I can say that x is 6. And you are right. The value of x is 6. But there will come a time when they'll give you questions with negative numbers here and negative numbers here. And that is where you really need to know your math or logic in order to solve for x. And that is where you could get confused and you may not be able to do it mentally. So, that's why we teach you the math way also. Now, let us go back and check how our number 6 was correct. And I'm going to teach you the math way to do this question. And here I go back to my paint. And let me start a little story as I explain it to you. Now, this person X is grumpy. He's having a bad day. He just doesn't want to talk to anybody. And we all have those days, don't we? So he says, well, this plus 4 is sitting right next to me. And I just want to have some quiet time. I don't want anyone bothering me. I don't want anyone sitting next to me or talking to me during pat time. Hey, 4, why don't you get out of here? So Force says, "Okay, I was just sitting next to you. I'm such a positive person. What's the problem with you? Okay, I will go. I'll go away from you." So what happens is, students, 4 goes away. So what will we do here is, what was the sign before 4? It was plus, correct? We do the opposite sign before 4, that is negative 4. Always remember, it is an equation. Why is it an equation? It has an equal to sign here. So what we do on the negative on this side, left hand side, we do also on the right hand side of the equation. So does that make sense to you? So see, I'm doing plus 4, negative 4. -4 on both the sides. Always remember that. What I do on one side, I have to do on the other side because it's an equation. If I'm not doing that, I'm actually changing my question, and I can't do that. Correct. Okay. Now, plus $4 in the bank, minus $4 from the bank. And that's not Miss Mehra's bank. So we get away with it, right? $4 in the bank, you take away $4 in the bank, there's nothing left in the bank. Finally, X is happy. Why is he happy? He's like, okay, there's nobody bothering me. I can just have some time off and think about, how I'm going to have a positive attitude. And here we again go forward with integers, which is plus 10 minus 4, which is easy for my Algebra 1 students, and that is 6. So, see, in the beginning you said it's going to be 6, and yeah, it is 6. The next example I'm going to practice is going to be with negative numbers, which is not going to be so easy for you to do mentally. And that is the time when I'm going to roast you. No, just kidding. Okay, so students, I'm going to pick another color. Let us pick, which color do you want? Okay. We'll pick this one, students, and let's practice. Oh, I'm still on the line feature. I know you're laughing at me. Let me just deselect the line feature. Let me take the pen here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Miss Mehra is able to write or not. There we go. So it's our question is going to be x minus 7 equals negative 14. See, now it's not that easy for us because they have changed the signs into negatives, and doing mentally these ones is not that easy, right? So let us do it the math way only just to be sure and not make mistakes. X is again grumpy. Why is X grumpy? Who's bothering him? I would say this -7 is bothering him. X says, well, -7, you know what? I'm having a really bad day today. Can you please go to the other side of the classroom or the other side of this little equal to gate and not bother me anymore? 7 says, okay, okay, buddy, I am leaving you. I'm not going to bother you anymore. I am going. And he's being positive and he goes away from the X, the grumpy X. So remember, if someone is having a bad day, you can just leave them alone for some time and not just, bother them with your silly questions. Sometimes somebody needs that quiet time, and our X needs that today. So now X is finally, 7 is gone. I'm all by myself. I can just think about my life right now. Why is 7 gone? Because plus 7 minus 7, 0. 7 went there and he wants to be a friend with 14. Now remember, students, we will use the adding integer signs here. So the rules for adding integers, one integer is negative, other is positive. What do? We always subtract. That's correct. So we will subtract the numbers. We'll keep the sign of the grande number. Remember, at home, who's grande? Who's older? Who's bigger? Dad or mom? You got to listen to them, or your grandparents. So we keep the sign of the grande 14, but we still do subtract these two numbers, 7 and 14. We subtract them, and the answer is 7. So we found out the value of x, which was 7. So again, students, what was the main summary of the video? What was the main story going on here? Always remember, when teacher tells you to find x or solve for x, you always think that x is grumpy whenever somebody is next to x. So X says, okay, go out of here. Whenever they go out of away from X, you change the sign to the opposite sign that was already there. So if it was plus here, I change to minus. If it was minus here, I change to plus. And that person pretty much goes to the other side. What you do on one side, you do to the other side also. After that, students, you get rid of that number and you get your answer. So that was about solving linear equations or solving for x. I hope I made some sense of what I was saying. Again, welcome to come to Zap or ask questions. No question is dumb, or you'll not feel, oh, why should I ask this? Maybe Miss Meta is going to think I'm dumb. No, no question is dumb. Feel free to come ask questions during Zap time. And you have a great day. Math is fun. Bye.